We got a special here from Channel 6 WTVR, Richmond, Virginia. And this is talking about somebody marrying. We're going to have this on here and then we're going to talk about it from a preacher, from a biblical point of view, about this real weird thing that this girl did. Listen.
Last Friday morning.
Have you seen the story on Facebook?
From Channel 6 WTVR.
Say about married herself recently. Not sure how that works. But now she's addressing all the negativity out there. Yasmin Ellaby, this is her. She says she thought the ceremony was just a neat way to celebrate her birthday. She made a vow to herself that if she hadn't found love by the time she turned 40, well, she'd just say I do to herself. So this picture's from her wedding here, complete with vows, bridesmaids, a cake, and a big party. But Ellaby Buzz says she wasn't prepared for all of the judgment.
I didn't think that the idea of me being confident enough and comfortable enough in my skin and loving myself would somehow offend so many other people.
Well, Ellaby says she is still open to finding Mr. Right, but she says she's serious about the vows she made to love, honor, and forgive herself.
Working for you.
Okay. So basically what we want to talk about is that is some crazy stuff. When you hear about people getting married and all to themselves, you got to admit there's something wrong with this girl. And yeah, there's a lot of negative criticism because normally people don't marry themselves. They marry a man. Or if they're a man, they marry a woman. If they're a woman, they marry a man. But they don't marry themselves. That's really psychotic. Some people, that's just really strange. I mean, if it's just a birthday and all, that's really, really weird to do something like that. Because we're supposed to marry the opposite sex. We're supposed to marry one that's different from our own, according to the Bible. Now, of course, there are other people that will marry the same sex if they're gay or, homosexual or lesbian. But the thing is, that's even controversial in itself because it goes against the normal code on how God set it up. Marriage was established and was organized between a man and a woman. Not a woman and a woman or a man and a man. But anyways, this is my take on it. You let me know what you think. It's Michael DeSilvis from DeSilvis MEDIA. And this is Channel 6 where this is coming from, the news. Keep it right here. Local news from Channel 6. What we see an outbreak of the measles. Yes, those bumps right there are measles bumps. Yes, and it says it already started from Disneyland and it's spreading. And they don't know how. They don't know if this is a newer strain or what. But this is something to be concerned about your kids. And especially don't get inoculations or shots, because a lot of times you can catch these diseases even though doctors will often deny it. Another thing coming from WTVR, our home station here, affiliate here in Richmond, Virginia, DeSilvis MEDIA, independent media, talking about it too, how the controversy is really, really thickens. And it's just something that we need to look at as news media organizations, whether we're independent or even local media. Listen to the story.
8 states, the measles outbreak that began in Disneyland continues to grow. Good evening again at 5:30 on the Windsor Hall.
And I'm Julie Bragg. Thanks for joining us.
So there you go. So that's really it. We got some more stuff coming up. Keep it right here. Independent media. Michael DeSilvis.
Two visitors at Disney California Adventure. A local doctor says the challenge responding is that many doctors got their training after the measles vaccine was being used so successfully, and so they haven't seen the virus before. Now a focus in our area is actually training doctors to spot the measles.
We're getting the word out of what a measles prodrome or a measles infection looks like, and obviously a call to the Infection Control Service and also the local and the state health department.
And doctors say the people most at risk of catching measles are those who are not vaccinated. They say anyone who hasn't had the vaccine should go out and get one.
The bottom line is don't panic. You should be vaccinated. If you don't know your vaccine status and have no way of looking into your vaccine records, you can certainly go to a doctor and ask him or her to check your measles.
From WTVR, Channel 6 News.
And Dr. Behrman there says while the virus could reach
local
Richmond,
media.
it is not likely. So let's keep it that way. Thank you, Bill. A crime alert out of Richmond tonight.
As a doctor says that you should get vaccinated, that's what they want you to believe. That's how more and more people are coming down with this horrible virus. But like you said, it's not here in Virginia. I want to repeat, it's not in Virginia right now. But it is in 8 other states. It all started from California, and it's spreading from there. About eight other states have this measles, so we don't know if it's a newer strain or what. But the whole idea is to wash your hands and stay away from people who you think that have those bumps that were just shown here a moment ago. So just think about that and remember to keep your hands clean at all times. That'll keep you from getting sick and getting a lot of things. If you wash your hands more often during the cold months, doctors say that'll prevent you from getting a lot of things. And if you are worried about it, wear gloves. That way, if it's viral or if you're going someplace you don't know where the surfaces have been, wear gloves on your hands, kind of like what doctors wear. And that way, a lot of viruses won't transfer through them. So that's just a little thing to think about. This is Michael DeSilvis from Independent Media. Even though they're telling you to get inoculized, I wouldn't always do what they tell you to do.
Warning of a new scam targeting college students. The scam works like this. Students get an email to their school account about a job offer they might be interested in. It looks like it's from a human resources department and instructs the student to send a bank deposit slip to them, and then they'll send money for you to wire elsewhere. It's starting to sound familiar. So the students aren't just victims, they become part of a fraudulent transaction that could be used against them and prosecuted by the FBI. VCU students react to when they fall for it.
I've always seen stuff like that, like, ads on the internet or even on TV sometimes that, get money quick, it always just, this is too good to be true.
I've tried to do, the whole...
You really have to be careful, with this scam that's going on, kids, as well as parents. Be careful with these emails. If you see something that you don't get, that you don't recognize, when you rub the mouse over the link, there's a link in your email, there'll be a link there. Hover your mouse over it, just the pointer, and it'll tell you where it's coming from. If you don't recognize it, don't open it up, because it can actually load things on your computer, or it could get you into where, and don't give your information away to some place where you're not going to. It's just common sense things to do, because if they get your information, they can take your money out of your bank account. Do not fall for that, folks. If you get this email that you're talking about, don't fall for it, all right? Now back to the news.
Thing one time, and it was like a scam.
So when it comes to job opportunities, I'd rather do things in person.
WTVR Channel
Here are
6.
a couple of reminders about this scam in particular.
Here's some
Watch out
reminders.
for certain phrases, especially those that ask for personal banking information anytime. And be wary of those work-from-home job offers.
Right, well, it started off sunny and chilly today. Then the clouds and some rain started to move in, Zach.
Yeah, a little bit of light rain out there right now, but things move.
So meanwhile, the gas tends to be going up at your gas pump. Also in Ferguson today, Missouri, today, there was a riot that broke out at a city hall meeting where they were discussing things, and things got out of order. Cops started pushing on other citizens, which caused the riot to happen. And there were some tensions that were inflamed there, and they had to call off the meeting. So anyway, if you go to the store and you notice that your groceries are going up, but yet the gas seems to be going down, that ought to tell you something, that they're not telling the whole story about this gas. Yeah, you may be saving stuff at the pump, but everything else that you're buying seems to be going up a lot more, than the gas is right now. So that ought to tell you that something's wrong, because usually when gas stays low, usually like it used to be, everything else would come down too. Like everything you buy, like groceries, electricity, fuel, the things you buy, cell phone service, cable, all that. All that stuff would come down, right? Well, it's not coming down, folks. So, don't believe what you hear. What this fuel price is great, but it's not helping us in the food department. It's not helping us in any of the other areas where we spend. It's great in the fuel department, but we don't know how long it's going to last. And the prices in the Richmond area and other areas across the nation are fluctuating right now. So, meaning they're going up, 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 up. So, really they're going up, 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 up. So, starting to last few weeks to say they might level off, but we don't really know. And of course, it's just a mystery, what they're trying to tell us. I think they're trying to make it look like the economy is rebounding and all, when really it's not. They're just playing with numbers. They're still doing the last level of what they can do to try to augment what reality of what's going on with this unlimited quantitative easing crap. And that's what's really caused a lot of the mess that we're in today. And that's where we're at. And, a lot of sources economically say, this is not coming from WTVR Channel 6, even though it's on your screen. A lot of sources economically, a lot of experienced economic people in the field and that have been doing this, and analysts say that we could have a collapse anywhere from 13 months to around 22 months from now. So you need to start stocking up. You need to start saving up and prepping and doing things to get ready in case there is a lot of looting or a lot of bombing or a war breaks out or something happens in the United States, because there's talks about that happening. We have received threats at the airports where they may try to blow up some airports or blow up different buildings. So you need to be on the lookout on that. This is public stuff, so this ain't classified. This is all released public. There have been also some warnings in different countries where they're going to try to blow up some churches, and we've been receiving those, but yet the regular media, meaning this media that you watch here on television, is not reporting us. However, they're worried about things like the gas prices, when really that's not really the problem we need to worry about. We need to worry about the borders that are open in this country. We need to worry about the safety of our citizens in America. We need to worry about, who's coming in here, because there's nobody stopping or checking, or there's nothing in place to stop that right now. We need to worry about people coming in here getting free care and free everything that don't live here. Those are the things we need to worry about and ask our government why they insist to keep paying these people's way. Because if you go anywhere else in the world, they're not going to do that. They're either going to deport your butt or they're going to throw you in jail. Because you don't work there, you don't live there, and you're not a resident there or native to that land. So that's normally what they do. So why in the world are we helping these people coming in? We're not profiting on it. It's like when we helped after World War II, we helped the Japanese to help them rebuild things, and we got trade agreements in China. We helped them rebuild. We helped Afghanistan rebuild, but I don't know what we got out of that either. We got some stuff, but I think a lot of stuff we lost. We didn't really get much out of it. But the thing is, what I'm saying is what we're doing here, we're not getting anything out by letting these people come in over the border. People use that argument, well, we need to help people who are less fortunate than ourselves. Well, how can we help people that are less fortunate than ourselves when we ourselves are bankrupt as a nation? We don't have that kind of money to be doing this kind of stuff. And you can't put money in the air. You can print all the money you want, but if that money ain't worth what the paper says it's worth, it really isn't. It's going to be worthless in the end because it's just paper. And that's what hyperinflation's all about. If you don't think we're starting to see a little bit of that in this country, you all need to wake up and get your heads out of the sand, folks, because it is happening. That's why you need to wake up to it, okay? All right, this is Michael DeSilvis, Independent Media, and also sharing some stuff from WTVR CBS, Channel 6 in Richmond, Virginia.